Kia Sportage is the company's second biggest selling car in Australia, but it has lacked in one vital area: safety. But we're pleased to report that the company has updated this handsome mid-size SUV with the latest in driver aids. But it's come at a cost. For 2018, Kia has finally added the vital safety aids that the majority of the Sportage lineup had been missing, namely automatic emergency braking and lane keep assist. The top-spec GT line model had always sported a full suite of electronic safety trickery, so it was just a matter of time before the rest of the range caught up. It has come at a cost though, with the price of the Sportage rising between $1,000 and $2,500. The lineup looks the same as before, with the SI, SI Premium and SLI all offered with either a 2-litre front-wheel drive petrol or 2-litre all-wheel drive turbo diesel drivetrain. The top-spec GT line, meanwhile, comes with either a 2.4-litre petrol or the turbo diesel, and it's only available in all-wheel drive. Mechanically speaking, the only change is the addition of an 8-speed automatic transmission to the diesel-powered cars. The petrol engines still use the same 6-speed auto as before. The only other changes are here to the front grille and to the fog light array. And on the top-spec GT line, you get LED headlights. Around the back, this area down here has been tidied up, and there's a new design on the tail lights. And apart from a new set of wheel designs, that's about it. But that's actually okay, because there was nothing much wrong with the 2-year-old Sportage in the first place. Aside from a new version of Kia's multimedia system and redesigned steering wheels, the interior remains the same, and that's perfectly fine with us, because the mid-size Sportage is roomy and easy to live with. Kia's local engineering team have tidied up the handling a bit more too. Now today we've spent some time behind the wheel of the top-spec GT line all-wheel drive diesel, as well as the second-in-line SI Premium front-wheel drive petrol. So we've got a bit of a handle on how the suspension changes have affected both the main sort of platforms of the Sportage. Those changes aren't very big. There's new shocks all round that are actually tuned to each of the different powertrains. So you've got the 2-litre petrol, the 2.4 petrol, as well as that 2-litre diesel, all slightly different weights. So Kia has tuned each of the shock sets to each particular car, which is pretty cool. They've also tuned the car around the heaviest wheel set, the biggest wheel set that you can fit onto the Sportage, which is a 19-inch rim. The theory behind that is that when you take that back to an 18-inch rim like on the SI Premium or a 17-inch rim on the base model SI, those improvements are actually exacerbated. They're improved even further. It feels even better. Now, I've criticised Kia before for favouring sporty handling over a comfortable ride. Say the Cerato sedan, for example. It's great out on the open road. In the city, it's a bit bumpy and a little bit uncomfortable. Now, that is not a criticism I can level at the Sportage. It's compliant and it's comfy around town, and it's actually even more supportive and stable out on the open road. So is there anything that bugs me about the Sportage? To be honest, not really. This car really appeals to me in a number of ways. It's good value. There's a lot of choice. You can pick the car that you want with the specs you want at the price you want. The 7-year warranty too. That's such a great deal no matter which way you cut it. And for me, the practicality is on par and it looks really attractive. It's got more character than some of the other competitors in that mid-size SUV class. There are a couple of things that do bug me. The center-mounted rear seatbelt that retracts into the roof. It's so impractical to use that it should be banished to the dark ages from whence it came. And one more small annoyance is the steering wheel in the GT line car. Sounds like a bit of a strange thing to do. It's just round and you hold it and turn it and the car goes around a corner. But somewhere in the organisation, a designer has decided to put a shiny black, like a piano black lacquer finish across the top of the spokes. Now, it might look very fancy, but when you drive the car on an Australian morning, or when the sun's quite high in the sky and it's coming through the windscreen, where do you think that sun's going to reflect? Exactly, off the top of the steering wheel spokes, straight back into your face. It just doesn't make sense. It's one of those moments where you wonder who signed the car off and thought that this was a good idea. And so while there's not a lot to see on the outside, the changes to the ride and handling and to the safety make the Kia Sportage an even stronger contender in that hard-fought mid-sized SUV space.